Hello and welcome to another episode of Interviews with Hyperpolyglots at HYPIA. I am President HYPIA, Dr. Usman Chohan, and today I have the pleasure of having someone very special, Director of Youth Engagement, Wiktoria Ozierow, with me. Welcome, Wiktoria.
Hi, thanks for having me here. It's a great pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine. So, Wiktoria, how many languages do you speak?
So I would say I speak six languages. Polish is my native language, and then I also speak English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese. And I also learned the basics of several others,
Very good.
which are
And
Swedish, Croatian, and German.
hmm cool. Now tell me about the English and Spanish because I think they came first.
Yes, you're right. So in Poland, it's obligatory to take two language courses at school. So all of us have to take an English class, and then we also can pick up a new language, which for me was Spanish. And I always loved learning languages, just because I really enjoy traveling around Europe. And I always knew that learning languages would be useful to me in the future, because of that passion for traveling. Um, so yeah, I think in total I learned English for 12 years and Spanish for 8.
Very cool. Now, what about the other languages that you learned after? What's the story?
Yeah, so after I took a Spanish course in a language school, I actually got 10 free lessons of another language. And I picked Italian since I loved the culture and also Italian food. So that was my main motivation to learn Italian. And when I took that course, I decided to keep going since I loved the sound of the language so much. Then after high school, I also decided I wanted to start a new language, which was French. I enrolled in a French course over the summer, and I actually went to France for the very first time that summer, so I could practice my French speaking skills with local people, which was a great experience as well. And then I also started learning Portuguese in a very natural way by listening to some podcasts, music, watching TV shows. And then when I felt like I needed more practice with a Portuguese speaker, I signed up for a course. And then after all those Romance languages, I wanted something new. So I decided to start studying Swedish. Um, I think it was Swedish music that encouraged me to learn it. Um, I think it's a very beautiful language and I love the pronunciation, which is quite difficult, but it's so rewarding when you uh, speak it well. And then I also went to Croatia last year for an international project where I met so many amazing people, and it encouraged me a lot to keep going with my Croatian study. Um, and also, I tried to learn German a couple of times before my trips to Vienna and Berlin. But I have a complicated relationship to German because I kind of forced myself to learn it instead of study it for my own pleasure. So for now, I'm focusing on Swedish and Croatian.
hmm Very cool. Now, you have been appointed as HYPIA Director of Youth Engagement. So tell me a little bit about the plan that you envisage in this role, which is a big role.
Mhm. Yes, of course. I'm so glad to be the new director of youth engagement. And I think we would like to focus mainly on growing our Instagram, which Instagram is a platform that so many young people use on a daily basis. So I think creating more engaging content and having this online presence, posting relevant information on Hypia would really contribute to promoting HYPIA to more young people. Also, I do have many international friendships that I would like to use to spread the words about HYPIA, how it's changed my life and how it can change lives of others. Also, I'm currently writing a language learning blog. A blog about language learning, about my experience, and I will also talk about HYPIA on there. Yeah, and I think those are the main points. We would also like to facilitate the application process. And when we have enough young members, it would be great to support and contribute to growing a community of young HYPIA members.
Very good. So I'm going to make a statement, a proposition, and you tell me how you agree with it, if you agree with it. The youth are the future of HYPIA. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. I think many young people are a little bit purposeless nowadays. And at least for me, learning languages is a great way to uh, have another world open up, because learning language can open so many doors. And when you talk to native speakers in their own language, um, it it can really change your life and your perspective on the world. You can grow in so many ways by learning languages. Mm, and yeah, by discovering new cultures, new languages, I feel like young people um, can really grow as well.
Absolutely. I would add to that one of my own reflections is that when we are growing Hypia, it's like Moses. Because the old people, the old Israelites are very difficult to convince. So you'll roam through the desert until you wait till they die off and there'll be a new generation. And I say that not with cynicism, but with promise, because there are going to be a whole new community of young people that will arise, and they are the ones that Hypia must keep in mind. It is very difficult to persuade old school people of the purpose of Hypia, but as my interview with you and with many others, including Pedro that I just did, is an inspiration that we should look to the new promise out there rather than speak to the people before us. That's my thing. And in that context, I want to ask you one final question about Hypia. So, how has your experience been with Hypia, joining and then being a part of all the events and all the things? What is it like for you?
I joined Hypia kind of by coincidence. However, I think it was like a breakthrough moment in my life a little bit, because it allowed me to meet so many wonderful people who share the same passion as me, which I also wouldn't have met otherwise if I hadn't joined Hypia. Mm, I feel like having this very supportive community uh, is a great is a great advantage, and I love being part of the Hypia family.
Oh, it's so wonderful to hear that. Now, as your responsibility as Director of Youth Engagement, I'm sure you will do wonderful things. I appreciate your spirit very much, and it reflects Hypia's values. So I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing all the hard work that you do, and I'm here to support you for that. So thank you, Victoria.
Thank you so much.